Problem number 76. We are told that we have a compound with the empirical formula of CHCl. This compound is in a 256 milliliter flask at a temperature of 373 Kelvin at a pressure of 750 torr, and then the mass of the gas in the flask is 0.8 grams. We need to determine what the molecular formula is. To determine the molecular formula, we need two things, the molecular mass and the empirical mass. We already know the empirical mass because we were given the empirical formula. So all we need to do is determine the empirical mass, and then we can easily figure out the molecular formula. To determine the molecular mass, we're going to use the ideal gas law. N is moles, and moles equals mass over molar mass. So substituting in this expression into the ideal gas law, we get this. Then, rearranging this equation to solve for molecular mass, we then get this expression. Then what we need to do is substitute the variables that were given in the problem into this, and then solve for the molar mass. Because we're using the ideal gas law, we have to consider the ideal gas constant and the units that are within this ideal gas constant. Because pressure in the ideal gas constant that we're going to be using is in atmospheres, we need to convert the pressure which was given in torr to atmospheres. Knowing that 1 atmosphere is equal to 760 torr, we can take this equality, set it up as a fraction to cancel out units we don't want and leave units we do. So 750 torr is equivalent to 0.987 atmospheres. Substituting in these variables, calculating, the molar mass equals 96.9 grams per mole. Now to determine the molecular formula. We just calculated the molar mass. We can easily determine the empirical mass from the empirical formula. Substituting in the molecular mass and the empirical mass, doing the math, we get 2. Then taking that number 2, multiplying it through the empirical formula, we get a molecular formula being C2H2Cl2.